impact was enormous. We kind of joked that if we had known how good he was, we would have just penciled ourselves in somewhere for the 4 years he was here in the NCAA tournament. He had a lot to do with each of those bids. As a freshman, we weren't sure he would start. I think it took him about 5 games to get into the lineup, and he was, kind of the kid in the lineup on maybe one of the most talented teams we had in 1996. But then after that, he made the difference in so many games, and really, I think teams came into Busch Field, and teams came into games with us thinking we have to do something special to score today because he was that good. Adin Brown's coming to William & Mary is kind of an interesting point about recruiting, because we never saw him in person. It was all talking to people about him and seeing some tapes that he had provided. And then also we had a couple other guys that we were actually more involved with, and in both cases it didn't work out. So you could say that Adin, who's probably the best goalkeeper we've ever had here, was actually our third choice that year in recruiting. But I knew Adin's father from school, and so that was the connection, because it's tough, as you know, to get people to come from California to go to school at William & Mary. It's a long way, but because of that family connection and some people in town that knew Adin from college, he was more comfortable. 417 saves is a tremendous number of saves, but I think the really important thing in there is that there were probably 50 of them that most human beings would never have gotten close to, that Adin consistently made saves that other people could only dream about. And there are a couple of cases where he actually touched balls that went out and should have been corner kicks, and referees and linesmen assumed that the ball had missed the target because they didn't feel like anybody could have gotten to it.
Wow, I look different now. And by the way, Wade was right. I have no business being up here. All right, I have a little something prepared. Just, it'll be short, hopefully. So, start off, first I want to say it's a fantastic honor to be up here, being inducted to the Hall of Fame with all of you guys. Yeah, honor from day one. My father, was inducted in '68, and just like to, well, was it '68? Whatever. I love you, Dad. I also want to thank the College of William & Mary for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. This is such a great honor. I am extremely honored to be here, and thank you very much. Mom, Dad, Chris, I love you guys. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made, all the support through the good times and bad. You guys have always been there for me. Thank you. I love you. Which brings me to the story, how I got to William & Mary. My father, had asked me before, what about William & Mary? I was like, nah. Then asked me a second time, he's like, what about William & Mary? And the second time he says, well, why not? And I said, there's no way I'm going to get in there. And so I thank you for asking me that second time, Dad. I really do. Elizabeth, my wife, I want to thank you for being here with me on this special occasion, especially so you could meet all these wonderful people, all friends of mine, who have pretty much helped shape me as a person, actually as an athlete and as a person. I'm sorry for that. I love you. Oh, here goes the bad part, Al. I'm sorry about this. I love you. You're like the uncle I never wanted. But I'm really glad I had you. You're a man I've always admired, respected, and I consider part of you my family. Even though since I've retired, I never hear from you, except for the time it's time for me to make my donation. Oh, man. I've been around the college and professional game for about 20 years, and you rarely find somebody that has that good of a reputation, where somebody says, hey, you know, that guy's fantastic. He's a great guy. He's a great person. You don't find that very often. Well, there's this one time, Clive Charles told me he had the worst golf swing he's ever seen in his entire life. I mean, if anybody's played golf with him knows he uses a 9-wood. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing. Come on, buddy. All that being said, in the soccer business, you know, like I said, the people love you. In my opinion, that's due to your integrity, your loyalty, your demeanor, the way you treat people. You're a great guy. I've learned. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to play for you. It was a pleasure. It truly was. I've learned so much from you, and I still continue to do. And thank you. I also want to thank you for surrounding yourself with such great coaches: Seth, Steve, Chris, Scro, Grafer, Ollie, Tom, Doyle, just to name a few. Because let's be honest, you're really only a converted lacrosse coach. God. I just butchered that joke. That was awful. I should just read this thing. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. It was actually halfway decent. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank my teammates. We have a saying here at William & Mary, our family versus their team. That family got a little weird. Lurch, you know what I'm talking about. What we fought for each other, we stuck together. We gave it everything we had. And in my opinion, Andrew Crapel, who we lost a couple years back, he embodied that. And he pretty much is his brother. He's been a brother to us and will be a brother to us always. And we miss you. You'll never be forgotten. And last but not least, you know, this is a place where I've made some of my best friends. You know, it's been a phenomenal ride, and you know, I'm just honored to be able to accept this award. And I thank you very much for having me.